Can you tattoo on a tan? Like if someone gets like a tan, you can tattoo on that?
Sure.
Really?
Tattooing tans isn't that big of a deal. Tattooing a sunburn, that sucks.
Okay, well, I think that's what I actually meant, like a sunburn. Like someone comes in, they've wanted a tattoo on their bicep, but the day before they worked outside and they just got sunburnt to crap.
Yeah. Well, I think I got one of the first tramp stamps in like the early 90s from a tattoo shop because I was actually planning on getting tattooed on my upper back. And I went out and I got super sunburned, just like, I don't remember what I was doing. But so I got sunburned. I showed up to the shop and I realized it was super stupid. And the guy was like, bro, you are sunburned. Like, I can't tattoo you.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, just put it somewhere else. This was like before like the tramp stamp like was a thing. I mean, I think it was like probably 92 or something.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it was around, but in Utah, I'd never heard of it.
No.
So I just got like a tattoo on my lower back. And then like a few years later, like it started like popping up on things. And I was like, it's like, now I got a tattoo on my whole back. Now I got a tattoo my whole body. And there is a lot of like tattoos do kind of work like that with a lot of people. Like, maybe it's a negative side of tattooing. I don't know. But a lot of times people get a tattoo on one arm and they're like, dude, I think I just need one on my other arm. And you get one on the other arm. They go, no, I just want one over here. And then it becomes this thing where you're just constantly trying to balance it out.
Yeah.
That means you're not a very good candidate for tattooing, but you're already in it. So good luck.
Yeah. I mean, there's also a lot of people who just love the feeling of it too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people that have like a healthy attachment to tattooing and they just like how it looks and how it feels. I mean, me personally, I love tattoos. I've always loved tattoos.
Yeah.
I've loved tattoos since I was a little kid. I honestly don't understand a lot of people who get tattooed. Like they come in and they ask for a tattoo. And I'm thinking, why are you getting tattooed? Like you clearly don't really dig tattoos. Like they're like, well, I want it super tiny or I want this or that. And I'm just like, do you even want a tattoo? Like, I don't think you're a candidate for getting tattooed.
And like the most ambiguous spot too. Like I kind of want to like hidden away or whatever.
I mean, and I don't mind dealing with people like that, but
right.
But it makes me wonder, like I don't think you really are a good candidate for this, like period. Because you're getting like a permanent thing, but I can see, in the eyes of the person that they're like they're doubting it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll tell people all the time, like, don't get it. Like if you're on the edge, seriously, don't get tattooed. Like I don't need the money like that bad.
No. And you're dumb conscious afterwards, like, I shouldn't have gotten it or whatever is going to, if they change their mind, like, they're going to put you in the crosshair.
Dude, it's super rare, but I can smell those people like when they come, like they like put off like a thing. And a lot of times, like I'll know, like, don't tattoo this person, but I'll be like, I'll figure it out. Like I'll put a tattoo so good on them that they'll dig it. And it burns me, dude, all the time.
Really?
I did one probably a year ago. And the girl brought me an image that I knew sucked. She had an image and I was like, that's not a good tattoo. And I told her, that's really not a good tattoo. She didn't have any tattoos and she wanted it on her freaking wrist. And she was like a U of A student. And I normally talk those girls out of it. I normally just say, hey, just do it later. But she was, and then actually this was more red flags. She was like, it's this huge story and it represents this and that. And I was like, oh, no. So, and it was a super simple tattoo, which makes things more complicated.
Yeah.
But it was from like an illustration spot image. So those illustrators out there, you know what I'm talking about. But it was kind of like it had like a naive look to it. So it wasn't like a perfect tattoo, like what naive art is, where it's kind of simple, like a little bit wonky, but like it's fun that way.
Right, catches the eye.
Yeah, which makes sense like on an illustration. But on a tattoo, a lot of times you're just dangerously close to just looking like a shitty tattoo. And I tried to explain this to this girl, like maybe this isn't the best thing. She's like, no, I've thought about it a lot, and this is what I want. And I was like, can I just at least clean up the image a little bit? So I cleaned up the image a bit, and I was like, shit, did I just make it worse? And I was like, looking at the old one, I was like, I don't know, man. They both look not like good. Like, and I told her again, like, I don't know if this is a good tattoo. So I did it. I did the best I could. I thought after I'd made improvements, it looked better. So she leaves, and clearly within like that night, someone told her that they didn't like it. or she told herself she didn't like it. And it was a decent tattoo. It was like maybe like a B.
Sure.
You know, just based on the situation.
Sure.
So before I know it, you know, the texts start coming in. I don't really like it, blah, blah, blah. My friend said this, my friend said that. So I go, hey, you know, like I'll fix it. I'll help you out. We'll figure something out. Like we'll make it good. And then like a couple days later, she hit me up. She's like, actually, I thought about it and now I like it.
Dude.
And I was like, all right, well, cool.
Okay.
But my first instinct was don't tattoo this girl. She's a hassle. Because I could just smell it.
Yeah.
Just see it in their eyes.
See it in their eyes.
I can, dude.
I'm sure. I hope you can. After all this time.
Some people, they're not a good candidate for tattoos, and I don't want their money. I don't want the hassle. If you got a problem with the tattoo healing, like I get it, I'll help you. If you got a problem with the tattoo because you've got like some mental issue that you can't deal with, like a new mark on your body, like that's legit your problem.
Yeah, there's nothing anybody can do about that.
And I've even attempted to fix those tattoos in the past sometimes, and it's just the next problem.
Right.
So some people just they're not good candidates for handmade art on their skin because they can't deal with it. They're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And there's people out there that have tons of tattoos that are like that. And they'll come in the shop. I hear this all the time. I hate every tattoo I have. And I won't tattoo them anymore.
How does that even work? Like,
it happens, man.
That's some masochist bull right there. That just sounds dumb.
It's a personality type. It's like some sort of disorder where someone is extremely controlling. They want something. They think they can convince somebody to make it on them in the way that they want, even though they've never had success in the past. You know, they look at your portfolio and they go, this person has great tattoos. I would be happy with any of those tattoos. And then they come in with a million demands and they basically take the opportunity to finally get a good tattoo and they hack it down. And then, because they are the hardest people to tattoo because they make a million changes because they're trying to control it because they want it perfect, perfect, perfect. And they don't realize that when you do that, you know, it's like showing up to a concert. Like, hey, can you play this song in E? And can you sing pitch lower? And they're like, dude, like, you heard my record.
Right.
Like, you've seen my live performances on YouTube.
Right. Uh-huh.
Don't show up and like tell me that you want to hear my song differently.
Right.
What I do is what I do. You know, I can make adjustments, but all in all, you know, if I design something, that's because I thought that's how it's going to fit on your body right there. And, you know, I'll give you an opportunity to make changes and stuff, but
you can almost treat like getting a tattoo like buying something, like the feeling of buying something and then going home with that thing and realizing that feeling, that's called something. What is that called?
Reality, like reality sets in.
Okay, yeah, but it's called something.
I know there's probably some term for it, but
you know what I'm talking about, at least, though, right?
Yeah, when you buy something, you get home and you start looking it over and you're like, dude, this is not at all what I thought.
Right. Or even like just before, like just the initial payment of you receiving that item, or before that, you wanting that item.
Yeah.
You know, like I want this tattoo, and then you get the tattoo and it feels great, and then you give it a week or so, and you keep looking at it and like, oh, you know what? And then it just slowly starts to go down and down.
I have a couple of tattoos I got, and after I got them, I was like, dang, dude, I don't know how this thing's going to work on me. And over time, I'm like, oh, it's just fine. It's just another tattoo. But I've had a couple, and then right after I got it, I was like, I'll be fine with it. Like, I knew I wasn't going to like have a real problem, but I remember I got one and I was like, dang, that does not fit right there. I was like, I should have told that tattooer to move that stencil, but I was just being lazy.
Yeah.
I thought, I don't want to make him move it. I don't want to be that guy. And they thought like it was a good idea and they tattooed it. And then I looked at it later. I was like, shoot, I'm like, that's a circle. We put it next to another circle. I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah. I have mad respect for those that can get gag tattoos. I don't know. I don't think I could ever get a gag tattoo.
But those are legit, like the best candidates for tattooing. And
right,
dude, you'll notice people that have the best tattoos usually have gag tattoos as well.
Yeah, they'll have a couple. Yeah, right, or like somewhere around. And yeah, I notice it's kind of like a mix between the two. Like they have their really nice tattoos, and then maybe they have like a gag tattoo on their ass cheek or something.
Dude, sometimes they just have big gag tattoos, and then
yeah.
But that's a personality type of somebody who's like willing to roll with the punches. They understand tattooing. They understand tattooing's fun. They understand tattooing can be serious. Like, man, yeah, the majority of good tattooers have some gag tattoos as well. I've noticed that. Like, you have to have a kind of laid back personality when it comes to content and like the feel of like placing permanent images on people. Like, you have to be laid back about that if you want to be a good tattooer. Like, even if your stuff is super controlled and stuff, you have to have like kind of like a, I call it the f it switch. Like, you kind of have to have like a f it switch where it's like, I'm doing this huge thing on this person. I can't have anxiety about it. The stencil's on there. It's going to happen. You just kind of hit the f it switch and you just do it. Like, and that doesn't mean that you're not kind of puckered and stuff when you're doing like the complicated sections that are a little bit sketchy.
Right.
But if you don't have the f it switch, I'll have to edit some of those.
Don't worry, I got it.
If you don't have that and you're just super tight and full of anxiety, like the tattoo's not going to look good.